if you can.
Down, Grandpa.
It was an exciting day at the mill on the marsh because Jemima was home from college, making costumes for Miss Smiley's summer show.
What do you think, Mum? Oh, it's beautiful,
Just
Jemima.
then, Uncle CJ arrived home.
Right, that's Grandpa settled in the cafe with his mates.
And Grandpa was having a great time at his Young at Hearts Club.
Can't wait for your summer show tonight, Miss Smiley.
Oh, I hope I'm ready in time. And we've got a guest of honor, remember?
Oh, yes. You'll never guess who's going to be in the audience. He's staying at the mill.
Yes, there was a new guest staying at the mill, and he was Cheery Charlie Cheekster.
Only he didn't seem very
You
cheery.
don't look very cheery, Charlie.
Well, it's just been back in Sunnysands, you know, where I used to perform when I was young, singing and dancing at the theatre and on the pier.
Grandpa says that people came from miles around to see you.
Those were the days. But it's all over, you see. Now I've just come back to Sunnysands to sit in the audience and watch.
But Sunnysands is so pleased to have you back.
Really?
Oh, absolutely.
Of course.
Yes, this was Cheery Charlie Cheekster's big return.
At that moment, Jemima came upstairs.
Hi, Mr. Cheekster. I'm Jemima.
Hello.
Grandpa's always talking about you. Wow, what have you got here?
This is a Cheery Charlie Cheekster doll. I looked just like that.
So handsome. Grandpa will be thrilled to meet you. He remembers all your songs.
I heard him singing one of your songs only yesterday.
That's right, CJ. Now, how did it go? This is how it'll always be. You're the only thing I see.
I'll get down on bended knee and tell you that you're the one for me.
Oh, you make my heart go pitty-pitty-pat.
Just like that.
Pitty-pitty-pat, yes. Every time I see you, it goes pitty-pitty-pat.
'Cause you're the one for me.
But Charlie just said...
I don't remember, I'm afraid.
Oh, you make my heart go
Grandpa remembered, and so did his friends.
pitty-pitty-pat.
But Cheery Charlie really wasn't as Grandpa remembered him.
Well, I've got to get to the beach hut to sort out some bike hire.
And I'll go and get lunch ready. Jemima, Jason, Grandpa used to sing you one of Charlie's songs. Why don't you remind him of it?
Do you remember this, Charlie? When the dark clouds are forming and the rain pours down, don't get sad, just let your sorrows drown.
'Cause the clouds will pass and take away your frown, and the sun will start shining in the sky.
Just then, we came downstairs.
We heard singing.
Wow!
Always smile when the sun is shining, always laugh and never cry. Every cloud has a silver lining when the sun starts shining in the sky.
We thought Jason and Jemima were great.
But it hadn't cheered Charlie up.
You're still young, you see. You can have fun. I'm old.
Grandpa's old too, and he still has fun.
Always laugh and never
And how right I was. Grandpa was having fun dancing with Miss Smiley.
Start shining in the sky.
Back at the mill, we were going to do a show with Elsie's Toy Theatre to cheer Charlie up. And Miss Smiley brought Grandpa home.
Here. Is Cheery Charlie Cheekster here?
Yes, but he's miserable. Grandpa, we can't cheer him up.
We'll soon see about that.
And upstairs went Grandpa to see if he could cheer Charlie up.
The slipper fits. I'm going to be a princess. I'm going to live in the palace. I'm going to have lots
lots of lovely clothes.
Elsie, that's not how it goes. So Prince Charming found his princess, and he and Cinderella lived happily
ever after. The end.
Oh, bravo, very good. Magical. Hello, Charlie. It's lovely to meet you. I'm a big fan, you know, perhaps your greatest. Oh, look at this. Just like you were. Oh, you make my heart go pitty-pitty-pat. Just like that, pitty-pitty.
I can't do it anymore. I can't even remember how it felt. The theatre has no magic for me now. I think I'll go and have a rest. I'm too old to have fun.
You're never too old to have fun. Never. And I think I can remind him of the fun he used to have. But I'm going to need this.
Not the shrinking cap, Grandpa.
Catch me if you can.
When our Grandpa shrinks, he can get up to all kinds of tricks. And his magic can make things go.
and sometimes he dresses up as something
Captain Dumbledore
to save the day,
for the rescue.
which is what he's done today.
He'd dressed up in the Charlie Cheekster doll's clothes.
Now, here's the plan, Elsie. I'm going to need your theatre.
Okay.
The sun,
Charlie was lying on his bed trying to sing
when the dark cloud... Oh, I can't do it.
when I knocked on the door.
Come in if you must. Oh, hello, Elsie.
We thought you might like to have this in here. Maybe the magic of the theatre will start to work for you again.
Thank you. You're very sweet.
And I left Grandpa to carry out his plan.
The rain clouds, the dark clouds are so... oh, I'm too old.
But then this happened.
You're never too old to do what you want to do. Do what you did when you were young. Don't long for your youth when you're long in the tooth. Just get on with having fun. Oh, the magic of the theatre. The smell of the grease paint, the audience applause. The magic of the theatre can still be yours.
That's amazing. It's me. It's me how I used to be.
And how you can still be if you want to. You're never too old to be who you want to be who you were so long ago. Remember the times when you stood on the stage and waited for the start of the show.
Oh, the magic of the theatre. The smell of the grease paint, the audience applause. The magic of the theatre can still be yours. Oh, the magic of the
Are you singing? Is it Charlie?
Is Charlie singing?
applause.
What's that? What's that singing? It's Charlie!
Be yours.
When the dark clouds are forming and the rain pours down, don't get sad, just let your sorrows drown, 'cause the clouds will pass and take away your frown, and the sun will start shining in the sky.
You've cheered up, Charlie.
Totally, the sun's come out, all together now.
Yes!
Always smile when the sun is shining,
Always laugh and never cry.
every cloud has a silver lining when the sun starts shining in the sky.
And off he went, and we all followed to get into our costumes for Miss Smiley's summer show.
I picked up the doll and Grandpa's clothes and went to rescue him.
Soon we were all singing in the meadow.
Always laugh and never cry. Every cloud has a silver lining when the sun starts shining in the sky.
Oh, surely Grandpa hasn't gone for a lie down. I must wake him.
No! Charlie's going to sing your favourite.
This is how it'll always be. You're the only thing I see. I'll get down on bended knee and tell you that you're the one for me. Oh, you make my heart go pitty-pitty.
Soon, Grandpa was back in his own clothes.
Come off, Grandpa, quick! We have to hurry. They're all singing in the meadow.
Right. Always smile when the sun is shining. Always laugh and never cry. Every cloud has a silver lining when the sun starts shining in the sky.
It's the magic of the theatre. The smell of the grease paint, the audience applause. The magic of the theatre can still be yours.
Oh, the magic of the theatre. The sound of the music, the lights that shine. Yes, the magic of the theatre can still be mine. I can still do it. I can.
You can, Charlie.
I ran to give him his doll.
Well, we did it.
Yep, teamwork. That's what I call it.
Teamwork.
Teamwork.
But how did you manage to remember what it was like, Charlie?
Well, you may not believe this, but the magic of the theatre worked, and this little doll came to life. He was singing and dancing, just like I used to do.
The doll came to life, Grandpa.
Extraordinary.
Crazy.
Hilarious.
Ridiculous.
Risky.
Teamwork.
Happy hairy family in Hairyland, and we're the hairy fairies, telling all the stories
And the singing in a band.
We had a little accident with our magic and turned the world hairy.
Oh, how tragic.
We've run out of spells in our hairy fairy tree.
But they don't care.
They love to be hairy. The Hairies, finding all the laughter in Hairyland. Ma, Pa,
And Minnie.
and don't forget there's Nana.
And Chihuahua, the hairy pet.
But up on the hill in Chateau Shampoo, there's Boris Boo-Hoo.
And Boise, too.
Boris is trouble, you wait and see. But they don't care, they love to be hairy. The Hairies. Wiggy, stop!
But it's fun.
Can you tell her to stop?
But they'd like it, Chris.
It's so loud.
Oh, you're like Boris Boo-Hoo today.
I am not.
You so are, all grumpy and... Hey, I remember that time Boris Boo-Hoo got really, really grumpy about some drumming.
Oh, that was different.
Here's what happened. It was really funny. It was a lovely sunny day in Hairyland. And in the Hairies garden, Ma and Minnie were looking at a ginormous parcel.
They were amazed.
We were hiding in the bumblebee bush. Aww.
Just then, Pa turned up. He'd been to empty his compost bin.
And he was amazed. What could this ginormous parcel be?
Ma read out a card and said that it was a present from Grandpa Hairy Ha-Ha.
What is it? What is it? What is it?
Shush!
Oh, you can't shush when you're this excited.
Grandpa Hairy Ha-Ha had sent them a Plinky Plonky.
Oh, I want to play the Plinky Plonky, Chris.
Do you know how to play the Plinky Plonky?
No.
And the Hairies didn't know how to play the Plinky Plonky either.
But that wasn't going to stop them. Yes, this was the day the Hairies played the Plinky Plonky.
Minnie had an idea. She wanted to show the Plinky Plonky to Boise. So off she went to get him.
We decided to go too.
Picky popper, picky popper, picky popper, picky popper me round Hairyland.
Round Hairyland.
I am quick
And I am Wiggy
with a hairy fairy band. Up on the hill at Chateau Shampoo, someone was busy. Can you guess who? Boris, boo-hoo, what's he gonna do?
He emptied some hairy peelings into a very stinky compost bin. Pooh.
Boise was swinging on his new rope swing.
Just then, we landed in the big blue barrel.
And it seemed that Boris was going to have a lazy day.
He'd started to read his comic when suddenly he heard something.
He grabbed the hairy stary to find out what it was.
It was the plink, plink, plonk of the Plinky Plonky.
Ma and Pa were getting really into the Plinky Plonky now.
Boris was cross. He hated noise.
At that moment, Minnie turned up. And as soon as Boise saw her, he stopped looking at where he was swinging and went bump into Boris.
I just knew that would happen.
Minnie said that Boise must come with her to play the Plinky Plonky.
She said that Boris should come too. It was so much fun.
But grumpy old Boris said no. He had no time for fun. He had work to do.
But he told Boise to go. Go, go, go!
Of course, Boris wasn't going to do any work. He was going to do this.
Boris couldn't stand the noise. He just didn't know how to get away from it.
He got more and more cross until he did this.
He stuck his head in the compost bin.
He'll be so stinky.
Back at the Ha Hairies house, they all agreed that nobody knew how to play the Plinky Plonky.
Then Pa had an idea. They needed a How to Play the Plinky Plonky book. They'd have to go over the hills to Hairytown.
Hooray! Of course! So they all rushed to get into the Fluffer Poop to go to Hairytown to buy a book.
Meanwhile, back at Chateau Shampoo, Boris got his head out of the compost bin. He picked a hairy carrot peeling off his cheek.
Oh, I told you, covered in yucky stuff.
He couldn't hear anything. He looked through the hairy stary. Nobody was playing the Plinky Plonky. They'd all gone off in the Fluffer Poop.
They'd left the Plinky Plonky on its own.
Boris wanted to get rid of the Plinky Plonky before the Ha Hairies came back, but it was bound to be really heavy.
What he needed was a plan.
Boris needs a plan, he needs a plan as quick as he can. He needs a plan, he needs it quick.
He needs to plan a clever trick.
What'll it be?
What'll it be?
What'll it be?
Boris had taken down Boise's rope swing and he was going to tie it to the Plinky Plonky, then tow it away with his Clatterbanger.
If he's off to the Ha Hairies garden, we should go too.
You bet we should.
So when Boris set off, so did we.
The boo-boo Clatterbanger's coming down the hill with a Clatterbanger, bing, bang, a bangity boo. The boo-boo Clatterbanger's coming down the hill, and what is Boris going to do?
And what is Boris going to do?
Bing, a bang, a bangity boo. Boris arrived, and before long, he was attaching the Plinky Plonky to the Clatterbanger with the rope swing.
And we were in the hairy pear tree.
Then he tried to pedal.
But the Clatterbanger wouldn't move an inch. Suddenly he heard...
Nana Ha was coming.
Boris went into a panic. He untied the rope and looked for a hiding place.
And the only place he could think of was Pa's compost bin.
That's the second time today he's ended up in a bin.
Nana arrived with Chihuahua and saw the Plinky Plonky. But she didn't see Boris.
She can play it! Nana can play it! Hooray!
Hey, shush, she'll hear you.
Oh, I don't think she will.
Boris was trying to get out of the garden in the bin.
But Chihuahua was onto him.
Nana had no idea why he was barking.
Just then, they all heard this. The Hairies were back!
Boris is never going to escape now.
You mean he'll have to live in the bin, Griff? Forever?
No, of course not.
The Hairies were pleased to see Nana and showed her what they just bought. A How to Play the Plinky Plonky book.
Boise suddenly saw the Clatterbanger. But where was Boris?
Chihuahua knew.
So Nana started to play.
They had no idea Nana could play the Plinky Plonky already.
And Pa decided to play the bin. The bin that Boris was in.
The sing-song, but Chihuahua decided it was time to do this.
Nobody could understand why he'd barked at the compost bin until Pa did this. And there was Boris!
Minnie said that Boris wanted to come and play the Plinky Plonky all along, but was too shy.
Then, to everyone's amazement, Chihuahua started to play the Plinky Plonky.
And then Chihuahua began to sing.
Boris couldn't stand it anymore. It was time for him to go. He pedalled all the way back to Chateau Shampoo.
Now the noise was even worse, and Boris could only think of one thing to do.
He is so grumpy. How awful to be that grumpy. I'd hate to be
Okay, Griff. Are you ready to not be grumpy?